Now students, see these question answers you have to do today. So these questions are related to the video which you have seen in the last week. This is the first question. Why should curd and sour substances not be kept in brass and copper vessels? So you know that brass and copper have the metal copper and zinc, right? So because of these metals, you know that you have studied that whenever metal reacts with acid, it forms salt along with hydrogen gas. So what happens if you are keeping this curd and sour substances? Curd and sour substances have acid in it. So this acid will react with the metal, that is copper and zinc, and then will form the soluble salts. And these salts are not good for health. These are poisonous in nature, right? So these are harmful to eat. So that is why these sour substances on the curd are not kept in brass and copper vessels. It changes its taste also. Next question. Which gas is usually liberated when an acid reacts with a metal? You know, when I told you that always remember the word equation. So definitely as the question is coming, you should know this. When acid reacts with metal, which gas is released? That is always hydrogen gas. Illustrate with an example. You can give any example. You can give the example like Zn zinc plus HCl, right? Give ZnCl2 plus H2. Here you will write 2 before HCl to balance the reaction. So in this way you can give any example. You can give even like Na plus H2SO4, sodium plus H2SO4. Any reaction you can give. So how will you test for the presence of the gas? Whenever hydrogen gas you have to test, I told you that you have to bring a burning splinter or the candle just on the mouth of the test tube and it will burn with the pop sound. Metal compound A reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to produce effervescence. When word effervescence comes, I told you recognize always when word effervescence comes means here is the release of carbon dioxide, right? And the gas evolved extinguishes a burning candle. Again, this is the significance of or you can say that specific character of carbon dioxide, that it extinguishes the burning candle. So write a balanced chemical equation for the reaction if one of the compound formed is calcium chloride. Here the compound name is given calcium chloride. So you have to match the compound with this calcium chloride. Means you have done the reactions that when metal carbonate or metal bicarbonate reacts with acid, it forms carbon dioxide, water and salt. So because the salt name is given, that is calcium chloride. Carbon dioxide you already know, means it should be a metal carbonate. Which metal carbonate? Because calcium chloride. So it should be calcium carbonate. Means calcium carbonate plus hydrochloric acid. Right? Means which is compound A? A is calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3. So in this way you will write the answer. You can write the reaction with CaCO3 plus HCl gives CaCl2 plus CO2 plus H2O. Here you will write again 2HCl. These questions are related to the today's videos. Why do HCl, HNO3 etc. show acidic characters in aqueous solution while solutions of compounds like alcohol and glucose do not show acidic character? You did this in the once in the activity, also in the previous videos, that glucose and alcohol don't show the acidic character. Why? Because alcohol and glucose do not dissociate into ions. Though HCl and HNO3 always show acidic character in aqueous solution because they dissociate into ions. So whenever acidic character will be shown by the acid only in aqueous form. Though alcohol and glucose do not dissociate, that is why they will not show any acidic character. Even in water also they do not dissociate. Why does an aqueous solution of an acid conduct electricity? It is again because it dissociates into ions, and because of the dissociation of ions it can conduct electricity. Why does dry HCl gas not change the color of the dry litmus paper? Again it is because the acidic character cannot be shown in absence of water, because in absence of water it will not dissociate into H plus ions, right, or the hydronium ions. While diluting an acid, why is it recommended that the acid should be added to water and not water to acid? The same question is asked, which I told you in the video also. It is recommended that the acid should be added in water, not the water to acid, because the reaction is highly exothermic, and if water will be added, then it may splash out, means it will come out, and sometimes because of the heat your test tube can break also, and when the acid splashes out it causes burn. How is the concentration of hydronium ion, that is H3O plus ions, affected when the solution of an acid is diluted? Now you see that when acid is diluted, in the video, the last slide, I told you that these ions will decrease as we are adding more water, because if you will see per unit volume, the number of H3O ions will decrease by adding the more water, means the concentration of hydronium ion will decrease, right? You can understand by the example, like suppose you are adding in 50 ml water 10 ml acid, right? And then in the same you are adding more 20 ml of water. So means when you added 10 ml acid in 50 ml water, the hydronium ion which were present per unit volume, and when you are adding more water, this number will decrease in the total amount then, because it will spread now in a whole, and then per unit volume the H3O ions will decrease. So this will, concentration of hydronium ion will decrease. How is the concentration of hydroxyl ions affected when excess base is dissolved in the solution of sodium hydroxide? So when the excess base is dissolved, it will increase definitely, because base is dissolved. When base is dissolved, means it will dissociate into more OH ions, and if it will dissociate into more OH ions, means the concentration of OH ions will increase. That's all for today, and you have to do these all questions in your copy, as well as the reactions which were done. You will practice all the reactions. Thank you. Have a good day.